Is it visible? Alright, in the introduction part, as you can see, in order to examine in detail the functions of language discussed in the last chapter, we have already finished it. We need to learn about the frameworks and terms for talking about the way language works. Very important. Language function. So there is a theory called form and function. You know the formula, but you don't know how to apply that. That's the technique. So formula is that we are going to be just showing you up how to apply the language. This is the plan. With the introduction part, let's come to the next. So, try to understand this concept. Language as a system of representation. So what is language? Can anybody tell me in one sentence? What is language?
A mode of communication.
Alright. A mode of communication is absolutely correct. Any other definition? Suppose, what's your name? Alright. I'm talking to you and I said that, what does it mean?
To come here, word.
So you understood verbal communication. Is it verbal? Non-verbal communication. So there are various types of communication, like 3 types I should say. Verbal, non-verbal, and another type of communication is sign language. So we are not going to be talking about sign language for sure. We are just talking about language is one way of representing reality. So what is very important is meaningful conversation. Meaningful. If I start communicating like language and medium of communication which has an individualism, that's why whenever something is used among human beings, there occurs variation. So it's just going up on my head. So this is not communication. What is communication? I'm talking to you and meaning is clear. What do I want to say? That is the target language is one way of representing reality. So real things should be explained. Very important part is coming up. You have to understand this theory with this. It's a little bit complex. Language has got a system. Language has got a system that is called arbitrary form of communication. Please note it down. Arbitrary form of communication. So language is arbitrary. What do you mean by arbitrary?
Socially constructed.
No. There is no relationship between signifier and signified. So what is signifier and what is signified? Let me just explain it a little bit. Signifier and signified. As you can see, it's a little bit blank, so to be easy for me to explain. We use sign. So language is sign. What is sign? I talked to her, I said, what does it mean? Don't come here, go away. That is sign. So signs are a combination of 2 things.
Signifier.
Yeah, signifier and signifier. So what is signifier and signifier? Let me just clarify this with example. You can understand the concept from the textbook, but if I give you the example, then it will be very clear to you. Signifier. When I say, close your eyes and imagine one thing, that is a tiger. It will be visible in your brain because you have the concept already saved in your brain about tiger. The next moment I said, imagine a concept regarding soul. You think something a light, a circular thing. It may not be just same to everyone. Still, you could think some concept. Number 2. Number 3. If I say, think about a concept that is called squash. Do you know what is squash? So signifier is not working correctly. Squash. Do you know what is squash?
Yes, it's a mode.
No. It's a vegetable. And it's very like tasty, fruitful, effective with lots of like vitamins inside. So squash is a combination of pumpkin and cucumber. It's a combination of pumpkin and cucumber. It's very delicious. Recently in Bangladesh it is cultivated. So your signifier works till you have the concept inside your brain. You can remember one of the movies where a hero can imagine Mahatma Gandhi, right? Because of his signifier. Like he can remember what he sees Mahatma Gandhi in front of him and does accordingly his instruction because he has studied books. And whatever he knows, Mahatma Gandhi also knows. So signifier is something inside our brain and this is related to psycholinguistics. Probably you will not study this course. Psycholinguistics is a very interesting like related to language part. Signifier will give you some like letter sounds or letters. Am I right? And what is signifier? The concept, the real concept inside. Is it clear? Very simple theory. I do not need to detail it because you are already mature student and advanced level student, I believe. And this is written, well written there. So remember this, science, signifier and signified. These are interrelated concepts. It comes from one to double. What does it mean? Can you just imagine one thing? Suppose if you think about water. Simple. So H plus O is signifier and it relates a kind of H2O. Automatically you understand that this is a kind of, so we have got concepts inside and just relating is not, you do not need to please write it down in the exam. You could write down this example but not this one. Simple. It means 2 for 1. You are double human being, am I right? You are double human being. What does it mean? Outside you are saying something, but inside you are something else. Can I prove it? Right now I am going to prove it. What's your name? Kanij. Okay, Kanij, suppose. Sit down. When she talks to her father, she talks in one way. When she talks to her friend, another way. With cousin, another way. With younger brother or sister, another way. Or with a favorite person, another way. For sure, right? So you are doing very like, everybody is doing very good acts in every situation. We are changing our personality at different circumstances. So we are a combination of signifier and signified. This is given by Ferdinand D. Saussure. You remember? So this is amazing. Let's come to the next. So I'd like to request one of the students to just go. Is there any dust? Go ahead. Can you please just read a few lines from here?
Words in language, therefore, are signs.
So, what is sign? First formula is words in language are signs. If you go to Egypt, you'll find some letters, pictures. Yeah. So, can you read it? No. But some people are there who are expert in it. They understand what does it mean. So these are signs. Then please continue.
For Saussure, a sign is made up of two things, a signifier and a signified.
Simple. As I already told you, H2O formula. Yeah?
His definition of the sign makes a distinction between the sound we hear, the signifier, and the concept. This makes us think of the signified.
Simple. So let's come to the figure. There is a figure. What is the figure? Sine, tree. Watch. Let me give you a kind of confusing language. two sentences. You can write it down. Very updated sentence. I saw a saw, two saw a tree. I saw a saw, two saw a tree. I saw a saw, two saw a tree. So write it down. So we are going to be just talking about tree first. Then second one is, I watch my watch while watching home. I watch my watch while watching home. Can you relate now? Are you feeling bored? I watch my watch while watching home. Three different. That's why I told you that language is arbitrary. Meaning is changing. Every watch, every saw, changing. Three different meaning. That's why language is arbitrary. This is the most important formula given by Saussure.
Sir, arbitrary means same thing.
Arbitrary means signifier and signified never match. Right? It's very tough to match. Let me give you another example. Suppose when I say dog, you understand? When I say chien in French, same dog. You don't understand. So one simple object has got different names in different languages. And one very interesting concept is that, do you understand? Do you believe in God? So let's believe in God. We have to believe in God. So if you believe in God, it's interesting because God has no language. God has no religion. What does it mean? It means He is the center of everything and He created all the religions, all the languages. After death, we don't know where are you going. Before birth, we don't know where did you come from. Surprising. So that's why I told you arbitrary. And it has got a deep relationship. Take a look at it. Signify concept, tree. Signifier level, sounds and letter. Signified concept, watch. Signifier, sounds and letter. The moment I say squash, you don't understand. Do you understand kiwi?
Yes, sir.
Wait. So the things that we know helps us. The things that we don't know never helps. So this is the theory and it's called Saussure's model of the sign. So let's take a look at the language thought and representation. Already we have done it. That is called structuralism. So you're going to be talking about structuralism a little bit. Different kinds of language. We'll introduce something interesting to you. So according to Saussure, language has three kinds. Look at this. I'm not writing, I could have written it. Look at this. Saussure distinguishes three kinds of language. Surprising, right? Is it like verbal, non-verbal, written? No. Something else. So actually there are two types of English. If you just imagine something, there are two types of language. Let's take a blank page. So there are two types of language. Am I right? Verbal, written. Verbal language is just invisible. I said, I give you my property. The next moment I said, who told you? This is verbal. And written, I submit my property to Mrs. Dash, father of Dash, then I sign. Can I change? So verbal is temporary and written part is permanent. Let's come to this point. We are talking about a theory that is called language of three kinds. Please write it down. Language, langu, and parole. This marker is not working well. Can you please go to the screen one? So language, langu, and parole. For langu, I missed one alphabet. So what is language? Already told you. Representation of reality. It's not my definition from the text. What is language? It's very interesting. Let me take a look at it, because you have to provide information from the authentic sources. Yeah. Please write it down. Note down. Language is human speech. Language is human speech. Simple. I do not need to explain it in detail. You are talented. Number 2. Language is language system. Language system. Language. Simple. Making it easy for you. Number 3. Carol. Individual use of language. Individual use of language. So, thank you very much. So, language, and Carol, human speech. When I talk to you, definitely I ask some information to be collected. Am I right? Where are you from? What's your name? What's your future plan? Why are you studying English? This is what. The moment I'm asking questions, this question and answer is always human speech. Am I right? Let me give you a very interesting example. Please come. Come here. You also come. They are in a situation. Very interesting, simple. Stand there. So, 2 persons are visible. Do not need to be visible in the camera, no problem. So, 2 students, they are in London currently. Suppose the situation is different. They are in London and both of them are Bangladeshi. But they do not know each other. They are in a situation, they are waiting for something, both of them. So, what is the first thing that they will do?
So they can guess they both are from Bangladesh.
Yeah, because of the face structure. He could imagine she is from Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, or some other countries. And he could imagine, are you from India? So they will start conversation definitely in English. Am I right?
Yes.
This is what? Question answer. So human speech starts up with always question answer situation. He will say, excuse me, if you don't mind, can I talk to you? Right? May I know, do I know you? Who will say? She will say. You don't know me for sure, but I'm just curious to know, are you from Bangladesh? Yeah. How do you guess? Actually, by looking at your face, I can guess that you are from Bangladesh. Then they will start, they will change their speech. Am I right? Yes, sir. They will start speaking in Bangladesh. Thank you. So this is human speech. Language is human speech. Simple. Number 2, language. What is language? Language is system of language. Language system. I'm just going according to the point idea because it's so vast. So it's this language system. Let me give you one very nice example. মনকে একই কেন্দ্রে কেন্দ্রীভূত করে রাখাকে যোগ বলে. Standard form of Bangla, right? And you just change it in another part. মনকে একই কেন্দ্রে কেন্দ্রীভূত করে রাখাকে যোগ বলে. What is this? This is a kind of lower version of language, and the first version was better. In English as well. One day a person was talking in English. He's a very talented person. He's Chittagongian. So he's speaking like, fortunately or unfortunately, they like me. So this is what, Carol. And if you say, fortunately and unfortunately, they like me a lot. This is what? Language. Standard form, and this is received pronunciation, and everybody understands you. But when you just degrade your pronunciation a little bit, it becomes The use of language, individual use of language. I made a mistake here. You should remember individual use of language. What is parrot? That is parrot. Individual use of language. So is it clear? If you study, then it will be very clear to you. Examples are there. It's my favorite topic, actually. It's interesting. I made a presentation on it as well. So science and structure. Let's take a look at it. Science and structure. There are two types of love. Do you agree? One is spiritual, another is physical love. Earthly love, worldly love. Many of you studied English literature, I guess. So you understand worldly love and spiritual love. There are two types of love. So I'm just comparing this because sign and structure. How do you understand a good person and a bad person? Girls are better in understanding. How do you understand a good person and a bad person? Let me give you how. Not sixth sense. No. Posture, gesture, body language and eye contact. You understand what type of person he is instantly in 2 to 3 minutes. Simple. Suppose you are going to get married and you are going to meet someone. How do you talk? You observe very deeply. Do not move your eyes. It's so interesting because you depend on science and structure. That is human language. It is inside our brain and we cannot express it. That is so interesting. We have described also. I'd like to request someone to read. Can you please read? Yeah, read a little bit from here.
We have described how a sign is a signifier and signifies to be a sign. In this model of meaning, Saussure postulates that a sign needs other signs in order to have meaning.
Right. So meaning is very important. Right? Meaning is extremely important. I'm talking to you and you don't understand me. So what is this? Let me tell you a story. It's so interesting and it's real. One day, there was a boy and there was a girl from our university. So they are so close to each other, they cannot you cannot separate them. Something like this. They studied together from class 1 to till masters. They are not brother sister, they are not friends, they are more than that. Imagine. There is a word called tui in Bangla. That kind of relationship that they have. It's pure. They don't have any bad relationship, immoral relationship, they have moral relationship. The point is that the meaning. When there was a marriage proposal for the girl, the boy becomes upset. When there was a marriage proposal for the boy, girls become upset. And they don't I don't want to marry you. They always say that I don't want to marry you, something like this. Finally, they understood that actually without each other they cannot survive. That kind of point, from class 1 to till masters, imagine the bonding is so strong. So they were also neighbors. The meaning. I mean to say meaning. What is meaning? Meaning could be you say something but meaning is different. Let me give you the example. How did they propose each other? In linguistic terms. What is the topic today? Language, society and power, right? So that is very interesting. The boy came finally and said that I want to tell you something. What? I heard that you have a vacancy in your heart and I need a job, I am jobless. Then the girl was thinking, what did he say? He understood that he took her shoes actually, and started running. So this is the reality I have seen in front of my own eyes. That was amazing. So that is meaning. What is the meaning? He didn't say that I like you very much and I want to marry you. Not that. In a different way. So that is what meaning. A lot of science to explain meaning. So let's come to this. You need this. Yeah.
So consider, for example, for linguistic science that are related, that are in the same semantic field.
So what is semantic? Semantics is the study of meaning in linguistics. Semantics is the study of meaning in linguistics. I said something, I gave you the example. So everybody will not understand what is the meaning actually. You will understand because you are advanced level and mature students. So walk, march, stagger, amble, run, jog, dash, sprint. Do you understand the meaning? I don't need to go to dictionary, I understand all the meanings.
Some vocabulary is immediate.
Because these are all different types of legging exercise. If you say running, R-U-N-N-I-N-G. Why 2N? Do you have any question? Have you ever thought why 2N always? Because of the fact that when we run or walk or march or stagger, amble, jog means jogging. Do you know the Bangla of jogging? It's very interesting. Let me tell you the Bangla of jogging. I'm sure nobody knows the Bangla of jogging. Bangla is so interesting language actually. I love it. It's comedy type of translation. Nachon podon. Jogging. Dashing and sprinting. Sprinting you understand it's like quick running. So these are all types of walk. And it symbolizes one thing. What? Any kind of running, walking. That is walk, march, stagger. It is the speed is increasing. At the last point, it is the fastest, and walk is the slowest. So let's just go through it.
All of these linguistic science say something about moving on one's feet.
Right. So all this linguistic science says something about moving on one's feet. Clear? Don't need to go to the dictionary and check what is the meaning of it. I need to learn it. So don't always go to the dictionary and check the meaning. Try to guess. Use your own science and structures. That is the thing that we are learning. So read this.
So in any case, while ambling is a kind of walking, it is slower than a walk.
Simple. Ambling is slower than a walk. Do you understand how is it ambling? It's like this. It's a type of exercise where legs, the veins become better. Veins become better. I'm just showing you and displaying my body language so that you understand it clearly. You must have a kind of understanding that is helpful. Let's come to the next. Very interesting. Synchronic and diachronic. Note it down. Do you understand point of time and period of time? Point of time and period of time.
It's a point of time means specific.
Right. Specific time. This is modern time. Think about when I was a student. At that time, I didn't have any phone. So, am I poor at that time?
No.
Why?
That's was the maybe.
Right. No phones were available during our time when I was a student. So that is synchronic. One specific time I'm mentioning about. Diachronic. Suppose 2003, 2013, 2023. Over a period of time I'm talking about. I developed myself. I developed technology. I have been like working hard. During the corona pandemic situation, I conducted so many classes, like 598 classes over my laptop. So what does it mean? During 2003 and 2013, I didn't have any laptop even. But in 2023, I'm conducting classes over laptop. So many classes. What is this? It's a kind of transformation. And take a look at it. You please read kindly this. The first.
So,
Yes. You please, yeah. Don't feel shy, read. The first. No, she.
The first synchronic refers to a particular point
In time. I mentioned about 2003. Then
The second diachronic allows us to talk about how language changes over time. For example, the term slut is how
now
it
generally,
is now generally understood as a negative term.
what is slut? Slang, not slang. Suppose a dirty boy or a dirty girl. So slut is a dirty girl. Dirty girl means like she's not like clean. She doesn't clean her shoes, dresses. She's always like likes to stay in the as usual position. That is called slut. It's interesting. Can you please continue? This is a
This is the synchronic perspective.
right.
This way appears with diachronic meanings. However, it is possible to observe that it was not always the case. The term used to mean a woman of untidy habits and appearance. While some people still use slut in this way, it is nevertheless understood as offensive.
Right. Earlier, slut was not a negative term. Currently, it is negative term. You mind it. Suppose if I say you are mad, you will become angry and say that, sir, what did you say? I'll take action. And if I say your mind is not working normal, you will get convinced. You will not say anything, but the same sentence. So that is interesting. So synchronic and diachronic actually, it means for a particular period of time meaning was one type, but later on it changed. Diachronic is changed. You will understand if you read more. Right, let's come to the next. Yeah, very, very important. Please note it down. I'd like to request you to note down because you will not understand from the text. Sapir Whorf hypothesis. So I believe that I should write it down for you. Sapir Whorf hypothesis. I'm using this blank page here. Wonderful. So Sapir Whorf hypothesis. So what is Sapir? Edward Sapir in 1929. He was anthropolinguistics. Anthropolinguist. What does it mean? Anthropology. What is the meaning of anthropology? Right. Studying the culture of different civilizations. So he was anthropolinguistics. And Benjamin Whorf. Benjamin Whorf. In 1930, he was his contemporary linguist, and both of them gave a kind of hypothesis. What is the hypothesis? What is the Bangla meaning of hypothesis?
Assumption.
Right, excellent. Assumption. It means they depended on assumption. It's not research. Very fortunately, I have done research on some students over 3 districts due to my teaching experience and like diversity, different parts. So let me share my a little bit experience. So when I was a teacher in Southern University, I had one type of experience. When I was a teacher in Cox's Bazar International University, I have one type of experience. When I was a teacher in USTC, one type of experience. When I was a teacher in Ministry of Education, one type of experience. And then when I'm a teacher in Premier University, I have another type of experience. Now, the research findings is that suppose I have taken 30 students of mine from Southern, 30 from Cox's Bazar, 30 from USTC, 30 from Ministry of Education, and 30 from Premier University. How many students are there? 150. So if I publish my result after the research, it will not be hypothesis. It will be findings. But they haven't just gone through kind of research, so therefore it is called hypothesis. Hypothesis means assumption. Assumption is not bad, definitely. Suppose I can easily say that in every class there are 5 or 10 students who are excellent. And in every class there are 10 or 20 students who are absolutely dull. Do you agree or disagree? So this is what? Assumption. Right? So what did Edward Sapir say? Please write it down. Edward Sapir said language in reality encounters different ways of the world. Encounters different ways of the world. It means language represents the world. The first question to you is that how do you understand a good person and a bad person? Why is language? When somebody speaks very nicely and with his eye contact, body language speaks, somebody speaks so nice, you like his personality. Just consider one thing, your personality. So we like the person not with the beauty. We like the person with the personality. That is important. So this is one. He said, I didn't say. Then, if you think about Eskimos, this is the example in the book. Eskimos. So my question to you is that who are the Eskimos? Who are Eskimos? No answer.
Who lives in the area of Antarctica?
Yeah, true. So there are some people who are leading vagabond life. They don't have any permanent place to live. If you go to Mongolia, if you go to Antarctica, you will find some people, they are leading their own way of life, and even they are living in the ice cubes. They depend on fish hunting, fishing and hunting. So Eskimos are the best example of Edward Sapir's language in reality. It means they formulate their own language. Coffee, English word, right? It's actually French word, I guess. Coffee, if the Eskimo write, it will be a huge word. You understand pidgin language? Don't understand. Forget about this. I did not need to make it complex. Just write down the next Edward Sapir. Again, I'll make it easy. Edward Sapir said, it is the society. It is society that gives us certain choices. Right? And how we view the world. Edward Sapir said in 1929, it is the society that gives us certain choices by which there are so many ideas inside you can change how we view the world. I need 3 students. You please stand up. 1, yes, the spectacle. Sorry to say, actually, I don't know your name. So you, then you, and then you. 3 people are there, right? The Trinity. Just let me give an example. Suppose she lives in Australia, she lives in Dhaka, he lives in Chittagong. Now, Australia, Dhaka, Chittagong. If you talk to them, 3 of them, you will have different feeling. Am I right? Why? Because according to Sapir, it is the society, their society is not same. You have a different feeling, different language, their accent. আমি বাড়ি এসেছিলাম গত করার she will say বাংলা and English mix. আপনি খুব ভালো, হ্যাঁ আপনাকে দেখে আমার বেশ ভালো লেগেছে। আপনার বেশ ভালো লাগছে? You understand, right? Why your pronunciation is like that? Because of the society that made you. How do you view the world? Here, sit down, please. Thank you. Whorf, Benjamin Whorf in 1930, he said, it is the reality of the world. Please write it down. It is the reality. You will not find it in the book. This is a summarized version. It is the reality of the world which determines our linguistic category. And our mind is processed with it. Right? Our mind is processed with it. So everybody has a different personality. Why? Because of this hypothesis. Just imagine. Are they not correct? Definitely so. Although they didn't get the experimentation like me, the way they could have done it. They are no more alive. Right, let's come to the next point. It's also interesting. D and R. Write down. D. It means determinism. Please write down determinism. Language around the world determines our thinking pattern. Language around the world determines our thinking pattern. That is determinism. Then comes R. Relativity. Relativity means changes after time being. Different languages view the world differently. Different view. I'm coming to the text, then you'll understand. Don't worry. Just remember different view.
So R refers to
Okay. R refers to relativity, and this is determinism. It's interesting concept. Relativity and determinism. We are determined. Our destiny is determined, but we are free. Interesting. I'm coming to the last point. Don't worry, it will not be boring class. Last point, a model for analyzing language. Clear? Pattern of thinking and different view. I'm telling you a story. My friend, Farhad, he applied for a job in Dhaka. Very smart. And there was an interview call. He went to Dhaka, Savar. He received the phone. Where are you? Yeah, I'm on the way. I'm just near the gate. Then the person from the other side said, my people are going to bring you, don't worry. Then he was thinking, my people are going to bring me. If I face the interview, my people will not come. I have to go to them. Definitely there is something wrong. Then he said, those people came and said, are you Farhad? He said, no, I'm fine. He's very intelligent, honestly. They are kidnappers. Later on, he switched the phone off. He left the place. It's a common issue in now modern time. Be very careful about this. Yeah, they hijack you and you are totally vanished, not found anytime. You are sold. He saved himself. This is what? Pattern of thinking. Pattern of thinking makes you smart. What is the Bangla of smart? Dot potted. Find it out in the dictionary, you'll find it. And it's not handsome. Don't mix up with handsome and smart or beautiful. This is something else. Handsome and beautiful are something else. Smart is something else. It's about your personality and intelligence. Smart means intelligence. So my friend Farhad saved himself. Very nice. Because the pattern of words, our people are going to receive you. Our people. The Bangla was, amader lok apnake niye ashbe. So it is a criminal language. He understood that no, it's not possible. So he saved himself. That is a pattern of thinking. You have to be determining your pattern of thinking all the times. Because of the social reality, you determine the things. Next one is different view. Different languages have different view. If you talk in Hindi, तुमको पता है? If you speak in Hindi, it's another type of emotion. In Chittagonian language, what do you say? So different view of different languages. You feel different in every language. All the meaning is same, right? So let's come to the last point. A model for analyzing language. Okay, still let me take a quick note. It's a game. So don't feel bored, I'm taking just 5 more minutes. One, then two, transitivity mode. Transitivity. So, do you understand the model? What do you understand by model? Iconic things like imitable. Some personality, some people are imitable because of their presentation, right? So that is a model. So we are just going through a model for analyzing language. And do you know the model? Syntagmatic and paradigmatic. What is this? Syntagmatic and paradigmatic. Subject, verb, object. And it is also noun. It is also noun. Right? I'm making it easy. In the textbook, that is very difficult language which is given by Saucer. Correct. So, what's your name? Imu. Spelling, is it correct? E-I. I mean, Imu chases a cat. A cat chases a rat. A dog chases a cat. So, Emu chases a cat chases a rat, a dog chases a cat. Structure remains the same, right? But noun are always changing, both from the objects and subject side. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic. Syntagmatic means the relationship of the words in the sentence. Please note it down. Syntagmatic, write it down. Syntagmatic means the order in which words are placed. Please write down only this. The order in which the words are placed. Syntagmatic. The order in which the words are placed. The order in which the words are placed. I am completing the chapter very quickly. And paradigmatic. Once again, let me repeat. The order in which words are placed. The order in which words are placed. Then paradigmatic means all other words that could have been chosen. All other words that could have been chosen. Paradigmatic. All other words that could have been chosen. Paradigmatic. Suppose I have chosen emu, a cat, a dog, a cat, a rat, a cat. That's why it is called paradigmatic. Horizontal and vertical. You understand this? Yes. So one is horizontal, another is vertical. Simple. This is the model. If you study, it will be very easy for you. Don't worry. Then comes transitivity model. What is transitivity model? Very interesting, believe it. So, Fido, according to the textbook, Fido ate, write down, the bone in the doghouse. What is Fido? Actor. As I already told you, we are all actors. Am I right? Actor, ate, process. Then, what is the goal? Bone. We have a goal. You all have a goal. What is the goal? After the completion of the study, I'll get a good job and I'll get married to someone very, very handsome, beautiful, something. Honestly, this is the inside goal, common goal. So, actor, process, goal. And in the doghouse is circumstance. So, is it active sentence or passive? And can you make it passive? But there is a modern transformation. You are correct. You are not like you are 99% correct. 100% correct is the bone was eaten in the doghouse by Fido. That is 100% correct. So let's change it a little bit. So remember actor, process, goal and circumstance. Then it will change a little bit. The bone was eaten in the doghouse by Fido. Fido is actor. Now actor comes at the end. In the doghouse, circumstance come in the third position. Was eaten remain the same in the second position. And the goal comes to the first position. It's interesting. Our goal comes first. Now let me ask you one very interesting question before I end up. Almost done. If I give you $50,000 in one option, and if I give you 50 Nobel Prize winning books, which one will you take? 99.99% people will choose money.
Sir, everyone will choose money because we can buy books with money, more books.
But there are some emotional people. They will love books. I said 0.1%. Alright, this is one. Please write down political correctness. You will not understand it otherwise. Political correctness. So I can erase, right? Political correctness is a term where language can be used in a way. Please write down last sentence. Language could be used in a way that does not discriminate. Language could be used in a way that does not discriminate. That is political correctness. Suppose if you talk to a politician and if you ask him, how are you? What will be his response? Political leader's response. I'm not unhappy. Means I am not unhappy. Means he is not happy completely. There is a political term. I am not unhappy means I am happy. But there is problem. I am not unhappy. That is political correctness. What is political correctness? That is what I feel, I express it exactly. There is no hide and seek. I am not unhappy. Everybody would say that I am not unhappy. Right? So, but you say fine. So common word, right? Always. And if anybody asks, what is the importance of English? The first sentence is, English is an international language. Why? English is a global language. Bangla is international language. Arabic, Hindi, they are international language. What about the status of English is different. It's a global language. So never just go to the level of international, go to the global. There is a term called global and local. Right? So that is local. Fantastic and interesting. Fantastic. Very interesting. So let's come to this. Last point. Can you please read? Are you feeling bored? Your name please. Mahadi. Nice name. Mahadi is common in all my batches. Language has a color too. I skipped it. One language, many words. Am I right? Can read it? You don't need to explain. It's so lovely. The topic, the writer is amazing. Amazing text. One of the best. So, a model for analyzing language, I already explained it. You see this is there. Transitivity model. Done. I covered up very fast. Political correctness. Can you please read? Mahdi.
For some extent, it's reasonable to think that
teaming. So I will talk to everybody in a way. I do not discriminate you. A teacher is always like this. A father, a mother doesn't discriminate often. If you notice very carefully. Basically, I'm talking about mother. Mother is someone who is very special always. Then come to the next.
This position is often referred to as political correctness. Linguists often refer to this as language reform because it has its heart a concern with what we could call a representational justice.
So, very interesting thing. Do you believe in poetic justice?
Yes,
Do you believe in law of nature?
yes, sir.
Law of nature is so dangerous, believe me. Absolutely dangerous. When I was a student, I understood it. It's very powerful. And believe that two eyes are always seeing you, what you are doing. Don't think that you are doing and then nobody knows. No. The revenge of nature is like unmatchable. You cannot escape it. I believe it and I know it perfectly. Alright, so that is the idea. Like if you call representational justice. Representational justice means no discrimination, equal justice. So think about this, I follow it. When I check the scripts, I don't look at the like ID numbers. I instantly skip and then check the script. It helps me to be accurate. Suppose I don't like you and I know your ID number. I could give you less marks because your behavior, attitude is very rough, I don't like it. Still, I avoid it so that I do not discriminate you. It helps a lot. That is called political correctness. It means we call representational justice. Justice equal for everybody. And it helps you a lot. Then?
Yet true, there are traces of linguistic determinism. Suppose there were a group that is discriminated against, let's call them Martians, and suppose that the term Martian is pejorative. People use
So,
term to refer
Martians. We understand Martians. It's very interesting. Have you seen the movie Martian? Somebody saw it, I guess. At least the trailer. It's very interesting. So the term is so interesting. If you study, I believe you understand. So, do you have 5 minutes time to just choose a card? Right. This is a card for you. Please come. Choose one. Take one. The topic is on top. Yeah, the topic is on top. One by one, you please come. You sit down. You have to answer this in one sentence. You can take help from your internet resources, no problem. Take one. Who is the CR? You are the CR? Can you please distribute to somebody? Not everybody. Whoever you just scattered, random. Are you feeling bored? I'll tell you one story before I leave. Excuse me, please stop the video. Thank you very much. That's it.